Hi, this is Mary Kelly, and now I'm going to introduce you to the records management simulation that you'll be doing. Part of this simulation is a manual simulation, and part of it is a computer simulation. What I'm going to demonstrate to you now is how to get started on the first lesson. This is what we're looking at right now is your package. You'll open your package, and in your package you will have several things. You will have some forms, and you'll also have some supplies. So you need to open up your supplies. You need to take out your records management and student instruction manual, and then you need to start reading it. In the first part of this manual, it is going to introduce you to, well, actually it doesn't introduce you, it's actually a review, because we've studied this in class. We've studied all these different rules, and it's going to take you through, this page covers cross-referencing. This one gives you the rules on state government names, how to file state government names. This one's on federal government names. Then it goes on into foreign government names. Anyway, it reviews all the different rules. And then you just keep on reading through the book. You'll get over to page 15, and it talks to you about Auroric Systems Incorporated, which is this company that you'll be working through. Then you read about the overview of jobs 1 through 4. Then you start working on jobs 1 through 4. These are the directions on page 17 for jobs 1 through 4. It gives you the supplies that you need, and it's going to then later on instruct you to create yourself a little file box. I'm holding it up. It's a little box, and in the box you have some little guides, file folder guides, that you will put into this box. This is what it looks like when you put your guides in. And then it's going to tell you to take out some cross-reference sheets. I filled mine out. I'm going to be going over those with you. This is for job number 1. And some little sheets of these. Now, when you look at these little sheets, they're really like pretend like files, and there'll be numbers of files on the back of them that you will use those later. Anyway, in this simulation, what you will be doing, I've got all my supplies here on the table. I'm going to put this away. I'm going to put this folder away, so we're not going to be looking at it. We're just going to be looking at the instruction book and my cross-reference sheets and my little cards that I've gone through. I'm going to take you through those. But first I want to tell you about this a little bit. The student instruction manual describes the file box setup. It identifies the supplies needed for each job. It gives a step-by-step instructions for assembling the supplies and completing each job. It also includes an organizational chart for Auroric Systems Incorporated, alphabetic indexing rules 1 through 10, and an explanation of cross-referencing. Report sheets and finding test forms, which we're not going to be doing the finding test. I am going to have you work through the simulation, but there's some finding test forms that's in the package, but we're not going to do those, are to be completed and submitted to the instructor. And it's going to tell you in the book that you're going to be using Word files that are on a CD in order to submit your work and fill them out, but you're not. This is when we're going to start using MindTap. It's important as you're working through, you're going to follow your directions in the book exactly. And I'm going to be going over those with you. I'm going to move these cards out of the way. I'm going to be going over that with you to demonstrate. But the thing is that it's important for you not to remove, when you finish a job, it's important for you not to remove any guides or cards from their files unless the job instructions specifically tell you not to do so. And that is because in a later job, you will come back to, everything builds upon what you do in job 1, you need to do before you go on to job 2 and job 3, because everything relates back. So when I get ready to start job 1, I've read the directions. It's on page 17. I turn over to page 18, and I have started doing my work. Now I'm showing you the book. See how I have little check marks beside each thing I've done? I think it's good. This is like a little workbook to put little check marks as you go along. Now, in the filing procedures, I start down in, I've taken all my supplies out, and in the filing procedures, I'm reading from page 17. You might want to look along with your book as I read it. It says, carefully detach cards number 1 through 18 from the Forms Pad 1. Keep the cards in proper numeric order as you detach them. Notice that the cards are printed on the backs of cards 1 through 18. Those cards will be used in the future. Detach the 7 cross-reference cards from Forms Pad 2 and place them in front of Guide A for use as they are needed. This is a convenient storage place for your unused cross-reference cards. So what I've done, these are my cards. I've got the reference cards. There's A, and then it's told me to get R. Well, let's see. Maybe I'm a little bit ahead of myself. Okay. Guide A for use as needed. It somewhere in here it tells me to get the cards that I have in this box. So you do have to go through the book and get the cards. Oh, in the file setup. That was up in file setup on page 17. In my supplies, it had told me to remove 5 1/5 cut first position guides labeled A, R, S, T, U. And that's these little cards that we're looking at right here. So I put them in the box. And then over on page 18, I'm on step number 3. It says separate the 18 cards into groups 1 through 9 and then 10 through 18. You will work first with the cards number 1 through 9 and 10 through 18. So here I have cards 1 through 9. Here I have cards 10 through 18. It says step 4, code the name shown in the first line of the address on each printed card. Place a diagonal between each unit, underline the key unit, and number the units after each key unit to show their sequence. Example of the style to be used in coding are as follows. Now I'm going to show you my cards. I'm going to move the book out of the way. Oops. Well, I dropped the first 3 cards. What I'm going to do, this is card number 4. See how I have marked, underlined the first unit, and then I've marked Jennifer as a 2. I put an X on this card because I have to put an X on the cards that I cross-reference. Number 5. I've underlined soda. I've marked ink 2. I put an X on this because I'm also going to cross-reference this card. Number 6, I have underlined Rustin Underwood, marked Amanda 2 as Unit 2. I put an X on this one because I'm also going to cross-reference this one. On this one, which is number 7, Anderson is the first unit. J is the second, and R is 3. There's no X on this card because this one's not going to be cross-referenced. Now, I'm not stopping to go through all the rules on cross-referencing because I expect you to go through the book. Anyway, see how I've marked each one of these cards? That's what it wants you to do. And then I'm going to skip on over to another instruction on down where it says to do the cross-referencing. This is my stack of cross-referencing. So I've taken these little cards and I've marked them as cross-reference. See how I've done it? I put the card number up in the top, and then I mark this the way it's going to be filed, and then I say C. Taylor Anderson Jennifer because that is on that other card. That's on card number 4. So if I flip back over to card number 4, this is what card number 4 looks like. Now, what I have done already is I've gone through and I've marked I've done all of my cross references, and then I am down to the step where I have to go ahead and do my file, put everything in the file. And what I then need to do here is I will check my work in the book. When I get on down, which I haven't gotten that far, when I get on down, I'm now on page 19. When I get down to number 8, I'll check my work and make sure that I have my, so far that I've done it correctly. It gives that to me. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through this whole, all the way down to number 12. On number 12, where it says print the Word file, report 1, sheet 1, found in the data files, you're not going to be doing that. You're going to be going to MindTap. You follow the directions exactly until you get down to step 12. Step 12, when it says go to the report sheet, you're not going to go to the report sheet and fill out a report. What you're going to do is you're going to go to MindTap and you're going to be filling out the form electronically in MindTap, and MindTap automatically grades. And that's going to be the subject of another video. This is the end of video 1 in the records management simulation.